Now, look, hear me out. I'm quite excited. I think this is good news. Just hear me out. Hear me out. I know we're just returning to Lord of the Rings. Just hear me out. Andy Serkis is going to be directing and starring in a new Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum. It's released in 2026 with Peter Jackson, all the original people behind the original Lord of the Rings trilogy coming back, working on this. And how they've handled it, the statements and all the announcements. I love it. It fills me with utter confidence. So here we have it. The first of two new Lord of the Rings films at Warner Brothers, working title, Lord of the Rings, The Hunt of Gollum, or Hunt for Gollum, sorry, will be directed by and star Andy Serkis, with Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens set to write the screenplay, along with Phoebe Gittins and Artie Papageorgiou. The film will be executive produced by Ken Cummins with Serkis and the Imaginarium's John Cavendish. Peter Jackson will produce along with Walsh and Boyens. Warner Brothers Discovery said in a release that fleshed out comments earlier today on the project. But here's the comments from everyone else. This is what gives me confidence. Okay. So, Warner Brothers, Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy said, for over 2 decades, moviegoers have embraced the Lord of the Rings film trilogy because of the undeniable devotion Peter, Fran, and Philippa have shown towards protecting the legacy of Tolkien's works and to ensure audiences could experience the incredible world he created in a way that honors his literary vision. We are honored that we have agreed... We are honored they have agreed to be our partners on these 2 new films. With Andy coming aboard to direct Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, we continue an important commitment to excellence that is a true hallmark of how we all want to venture ahead and further contribute to the Lord of the Rings cinematic history. That's a great statement, but there's more. So Jackson's, Walsh and Boyens said, it is an honor and a privilege to travel back to Middle-earth with our good friend and collaborator Andy Serkis, who has unfinished business with that stinker, Gollum. As lifelong fans of Professor Tolkien's vast mythology, we are proud to be working with Mike DeLuca, Pam Abdy, and the entire team at Warner Brothers on another epic adventure. And Andy Serkis, this is the cherry on top. Yes, precious. The time has come once more to venture into the unknown with my dear friends, the extraordinary and incomparable guardians of Middle-earth, Peter, Fran, Philippa, with Mike and Pam and the Warner Brothers team on the quest as well, alongside Weta and our filmmaking family in New Zealand. It's all too delicious. I can just hear Jeff Bezos screaming right now at the $1 billion he's sunk into the rangs of power and everyone hating it. And then they just come out with this and people are like, oh, you like Tolkien? You're not going to call him a racist now, are you? Oh, we like this then. That's good. Cool. Peter Jackson's on board. He's been stated as the guardian of Middle. Yeah, cool. Yeah, excellent. Oh yeah, you're gonna be true to Tolkien's works and protect the legacy. And okay, cool. You respect it. Yeah, you respected it. Yeah, okay, I'm in. I don't know. I feel like I'm in for this. I think this is good news. I wasn't initially when I started to hear they were going to do spin-off movies, but just how they're phrasing things, I could be wrong. I could be duped. I understand that. But, forgive me. I'm a little bit optimistic sometimes. I like this news. What do you guys think? Culture. We'll go with you first. See you.
Well, I don't know how this hits me. When the news came out and you reinforced it this morning, I was like, I don't know if I want more Lord of the Rings. Even from these people, even from the people that are dedicated to producing good things, even to great studio heads like Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy, right? I want to be excited for this. I want to join you in the enthusiasm behind it, but I don't know if I need more. I mean, I got more, or supposedly got more, with the Rings of Power trash basket that was Amazon Prime's television series. And I have no joy for that, to tell the truth. So if they can stick the landing on it, then yay. which would give me more hope and encouragement that they could do it in the future with something else that people might be interested in. The biggest problem is, and hear me out, I thought dividing The Hobbit into 3 films was stupid
Agree.
and did not work at all and kind of turned me off.
Well, that wasn't it wasn't Peter Jackson's idea, though, was it?
Perhaps not. It just
Because what wasn't Del Toro supposed to do it, and then Peter Jackson came in at the last minute?
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers who wanted 3 more movies.
Yeah.
And then basically Jackson was stuck making Del Toro's movie because
Yeah. So it's not necessarily, and also those people are not there anymore, I think.
Yeah. 100% of the blame can't fall on him for that. Well, I don't know how much pushback he gave during that whole process, or how happy he was about the final product.
Honestly, I don't think he was too happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he looks like hell after he got done making those movies because he was not planning on shooting those movies. And he kind of just got stuck doing what Guillermo del Toro had set up.
Well, what do you reckon then, Tom, about this?
Well, Gollum is my favorite character, and I'm all for that. But again, a little concerned with it just being, some kind of Gollum prequel of sorts. Is there really a story there? Maybe. We don't know what the other movie is going to be yet. So, as far as a slam dunk and an FU to Amazon, I don't think you could get a bigger one than this.
No.
Oh, it's a huge FU.
Tom, do you think this mirrors the video game they released not that long ago?
I guess I'm being brought to my attention that Del Toro wanted 2, but Jackson added a 3rd after taking over.
Wow.
Oh well. I still think it's positive. I don't know. Who knows? Bo?
Yeah, it's Smeagol, isn't it? Smeagol was the original Hobbit that transformed into Gollum. So I think we spoke about this when you first came in, Nate, to the studio. We talked about. I said that the Hobbit, the original Hobbit book, has got an extremely deep place in my heart and soul. It was one of the first books I remember having read to me. It was one of the first books a bit later, when I was a bit older, read for myself, proper grown-up book. And I absolutely love the original Hobbit book. Love it to death. And the Lord of the Rings books when I was quite a lot older. I don't know how people claim they read Lord of the Rings when they were like 13 or 14. It's quite a difficult read. Anyway, it's actually a slog in my opinion, and I'm a reader, right? To read all 3 of those books is it's quite an ask actually. Nevertheless, the 3 Peter Jackson movies are brilliant. I think they're brilliant, and he does play around with it. Like he doesn't show the Shire being raised, which does happen in the books at the end and stuff. So they do play around with it a bit. When they made the Hobbit movies, I love the Hobbit so much that there are bits of it I loved and bits of it I didn't. There was no need to make it into a trilogy. Like, for example, there's one bit. Do you remember I think it's the first Hobbit movie, they show giant rock monsters throwing around boulders. Do you remember that? And there's just one line in the original book where it's just a simile, or it's just a metaphor. It just says, it sounds like the wind rushing through the mountains sounds like monsters are doing that. Giant monsters are doing that. They're not actually. Anyway, I both loved and was appalled by the Hobbit movies. It's weird. I've got super mixed emotions about them. Now, I actually do agree with Culture. I'm going to give it a whirl because it's Peter Jackson. If it's good, brilliant. I fear it might not be, and if it's not, we'll say be it. But I'm going to give it a whirl when it comes out, and I've got my fingers crossed. And if it's like the backstory of Smeagol or something, then I'm holding out hope that it could be brilliant. I just don't know. We just have to wait and see, I guess.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Nick.
I'm kind of with you, Nate. I'm excited about this news.
Sorry, I'm excited.
Lord of the Rings is, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest trilogies in movie history. That it was so well done. The Hobbit, not so much. Hopefully, it's more Lord of the Rings ish than Hobbit ish. But you know, we'll see when it comes out. I really hope that that Tom Shippey is involved in this too. I would feel a lot better if he was involved, because apparently he was fired from the Rings of
Tolkien
Power
scholar.
for basically telling them that they're polluting Tolkien's lore, and he was given so much pushback. They're like, dude, just get out of here. We're gonna do what we want. So I hope I hope he gets brought into the project. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out. Like Tom said, this is a big FU right to Amazon's face, because people will probably go out and support this with everybody that's involved in this project. And so many people have left the Amazon Rings of Power show. Nobody really cares about that show at all. But you know, that they have to keep making it because you know, it's in the contract. They have to. So whether people watch it or not, they're going to be spending the money and making it. And I think this will probably be much better than what we're getting from that group of people for sure.
I tell us unequivocally going to be the case. I can't imagine Rings of Power is going to be particularly good moving forwards. Of course, it's not. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Interesting. I wonder what you guys think about this in the chat. We've got Peter Jackson super chatting $5. Yeah, he's here. It says, I don't care about Gollum. All right. I don't care how he became Gollum. Sick of how the bad dude has reasons, story arcs. He's a bad dude. He's a murderer. But Gollum did always have reasons. He did have a backstory. You know, like it was always there. It's not something which they've sort of shoehorned in or added. Like it was always the case, wasn't it? So I feel if there was ever going to be one, I think that's fair.
I do feel sorry for Smeagol. I think the story is that he is effectively innocent. It was the evil in the ring that has corrupted him, and it's sort of against his will, against his better judgment, even. You know, like Frodo. He's good, and he couldn't help but be corrupted by it. But anyway, yeah, Rings of Power. I mean, in this new thing with Peter Jackson, is Lenny Henry going to be in it? That's what I need to know. I'm only interested if we get Lenny Henry.
I hate that guy now.
Is he going to be playing Aragorn?
Probably.
I watched one episode of Rings of Power, and after that, it was enough for me just to kind of listen to like Critical Drinkers' review of it, and even that, after a while, just not even that. It's just like it's laughably poor, right? It's laughably poor. I
reviewed that.
I got through like 13, 15 minutes. As soon as Legolas was sitting up in the, or not Legolas, what's his face? The king guy.
Elrond.
Elrond was sitting up in the tree writing gay ass poetry. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm home.
Elrond, the elf lord.
Yeah, it was bloody ridiculous.
I would love to caress your wood.